Well, if you hear a scream in the middle of the night, it's more likely to be a curlew than a netball fan at the moment, but who knows what this weekend will bring us. You are on No Dribble, strap in. Hello and welcome to the podcast where we talk about netball, but we talk about so much more. My name's Carolyn Swindell.
I'm Kath Cox.
And I'm Ms Ellis.
One more sleep.
One more sleep, but I do have to say, if you haven't listened to Wednesday's episode, that curlew reference won't make any sense to you, so go back and listen to it. But one more sleep until the grand final.
Well, no more sleeps until the real event happens, though.
Yep.
Let's be honest.
Are you guys carb loading? You got to line your stomachs.
I'm lining the stomach. I'm going to take a Hydrolyte. I've got the anti-inflams ready.
Yep.
Because whilst I'm working tomorrow, I am also going to make sure that there's a few bubbles drunk with our dribblers tonight.
I'm so pleased to hear that because I think I was the only one flying the drinking flag in Penrith. I know, Liz, you were drinking, weren't you? So, but
Look, one or two.
One or two.
One or two.
No. Anyway,
We're very sensible.
we're fun without it. But yes, tonight's going to be very fun. Well,
Not as fun, but fun.
we'll test the theory one day. Tonight's going to be very fun. But what a weekend ahead.
Massive.
I know. Where do we start? I just love what Melbourne did last year around the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like the energy in the state was amazing. Everywhere you go, there were netball people. Like having a predetermined grand final is so good. Just for the whole energy around what is a short game, right? Like we're a 60-minute game and it's all over.
Yeah.
So to have all the hype and the fun and all that sort of stuff around it just makes it so much more worthwhile to be in the state for it and attend the game. I can't wait.
Could not agree more. And they honoured that too last year, Melbourne, I thought. Like the flags in the street up on the light poles and the front page of the paper. It's like it was really like netball is here and is in town. And, you know, I get that there are fans who think we won the right to host the grand final, but actually it's such a great event and we will have now fans from all of the comp coming. So it's very exciting. It's Friday now. What time are you landing, Catherine? Have you landed?
I'm landing at like 11:30. I'm going to ditch my staff and I'm going to come and help you set up bits and pieces and get excited to see.
We have a lot of goodie bags to put together
know.
and a lot of prizes to be setting up. So that'll be fun. I also have just landed in Melbourne, being 10:30 on Friday morning. Liz, it's 10:30 on Friday morning. Have you landed?
I have landed and I am currently at a media event, a pre-grand final media event. So I am very much in two places at once.
The captains and the coaches at that media event?
Yes, captain's call, grand final media event, John Cain Arena.
Ooh, nice.
Exciting. And then what are you doing, Elizabeth, on the day?
And then I will probably just have a few sort of netball meetings and then I will get excited, might grab a bit of bite to eat with the meat tray and then I'll come and play with you guys.
And then grand final day, are you at the big lunch?
I'm at the big lunch from, I think, 12:30-ish. So it is such a great event. We get the coaches from the grand final teams there. We get players, not necessarily from the grand final teams, but lots of players. Premier of Victoria will be there.
She's your seat buddy for Saturday night, isn't she?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I haven't quite told the meat tray that yet. But anyway, so...
I'll find him a chair. He can come and sit next to me.
Oh, thanks. Well, last year I had my sister. She was my date and she sat next to Norma Plummer. So she got the Norma Plummer commentary of the game, which was outstanding. So she had a great afternoon. So, look, the meat tray's been around for long enough.
She didn't want to come this year.
She did. She was very upset that my husband's coming. And the only reason he can come is because it's school holidays and there's no kids' sport. So, yes, he felt he could turn up this year. But yes, it will be, I just bloody cannot wait. It's a bit like Christmas. You know, you wake up on grand final day when you're a player and all that week, like you look at the players and you know they've just woken up for a week, just that little that moment of just, oh my goodness. So I'm, from the players' point of view, they'll sort of be trying to get some sleep tonight, but one more sleep for them as well. But look, before we get too much into the grand final stuff, because I know we're here to talk about grand final week in netball, I've had something happen in my life that's changed my life.
Oh, shit.
In the
This
last
sounds
week.
like it
I'm going to
deserves
sit up
airtime.
straight.
Yes.
Do I need to put my glasses on? Wait, go.
Oh,
Ready.
Well, I got a lot of advice about this.
I'd put mine on, but it's not going to make me look smarter. It's just going to make me look like a rock star.
Well, I'm going to put this on so you two are fuzzy. I bought a RoboVac.
Welcome.
I must say I was cynical, and then I spoke to lots of people, and I didn't speak to a single person who said bad decision. So I bought
I
it.
feel sorry for it. Your
Now I'm
house
obsessed.
is enormous.
Oh, it works, but you have to give it a name. So ours is, Catherine won't get this because she never read Harry Potter. Ours is called Dobby, the house elf.
House elf.
The house elf. So now we're talking about Dobby like Dobby is a member of the family. Dobby has been working
I've
Dobby's little freckle out. It is the best thing I've ever got. But you get a, and I don't like cleaning, but we've moved to not have a cleaner because I felt like my children were a little bit, Leanne will do this, Leanne will do that. And I'm like, no, you guys can actually tidy up your own self and clean up after yourself. So we've gone cleaner free from the start of the year. And I did that for my children, but then I realised I had to clean, which has sort of hastened the buying of the RoboVac. But when you buy it, you get an app, and I'm so obsessed with the app.
Yeah.
And I've never been obsessed with cleaning, and now I'm like doing the mapping and the rooms and the zones and.
Did I not tell you this is life-changing? I
It
will
is so
caution you though that so we've had a RoboVac for a few years now. Ours is named Dusty. It's like having a pet. We don't currently have a pet. We talk to Dusty. Dusty will often. I feel like Dusty follows us around. Dusty is reaching end of life.
No.
Oh no. And now that Dusty has a name and a personality, I feel some sense of, not that I'm getting rid of a vacuum cleaner, but that, oh, poor Dusty. And this is funny. So we've talked about this for a while ago because, it's all connected. So we make funny jokes about, if someone's listening into our conversations, Dusty's here to listen to what we're talking about or whatever. But we were talking the other day about Dusty's on his last legs. Like there's just definitely gone. And then he hid. He disappeared. We could not find him for days. We looked everywhere, and he has on a number of occasions managed to get out onto the back patio. And
Dusty had made a bid for freedom.
And we've made a bid for freedom. But that's usually where in summer when the doors are open. So it's like, it's so weird. Usually we would know when he's around. So went outside, looked down the side of the house. Has he fallen off there? Has he gone into the pool? No, he hadn't gone into the pool. But he had found this one spot and moved under this, like we've got this piece of furniture. I'm from Queensland. I grew up in the 70s and we would call it a poof. I don't know what they'd say.
An ottoman.
An ottoman. Yeah, but it doesn't have the same structure as that. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It's about and he'd managed to wedge himself under that thing, never having done it before. So we just thought what's happened is he's heard us say he's got to go and he's thought, oh shit, I better hide. They're going to execute me. I know.
Dusty.
It's sad, poor Dusty. But Dusty's not.
And he wanted just to disappear somewhere quietly and go to sleep and not wake up again.
I guess
Now,
so.
what are you going to do with him? Are you going to taxiderm him and hang him on a wall or bury him in the backyard?
That's a great idea. Put him in the place that he loved the best, right in the middle of the bloody floor. Yeah.
Oh,
maybe,
that's
but
really sad.
the worst thing though, now that it's like, you get your first tattoo, Catherine, and you think, oh, tattoos are easy. I can get more.
You're going to get more of those? You're going to get several
Catherine's
around?
got
I
enough.
would.
But anyway.
You're going to have
No, you're
doggies
going to
all
get
over
another
the place. Is that what
vacuum
you're
cleaner.
saying?
Well, I'm going to get, I'm looking now at robotic window cleaners.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate, I could do with those. How do they work?
Well, you stick them under your window and off they go. So I'm like, and because we've got those clear pool fence, like the
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go full robot. I was trying to say to my kids, if someone had told me when I was their age that one day there would be a watch that you could talk into and you could video yourself, like have a video conversation with someone on a phone, and a robot would clean your floors, I would have been like, no way, that's living.
Not
That's
a
like
chance.
Sophie. Like, that's just not good. Anyway, here we are.
What I do want, if anyone knows how to make this work, I want to be able to yell out from my bedroom in the morning, turn the kettle on.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
Siri, hey Google, someone, or however. Oh, my phone's lit up.
I've got
Can you do
the
that?
answer to that. I got a husband.
Well, yeah,
He brings me a cup
not
of tea
worth
every morning.
Getting a husband to turn the kettle
This
on.
is true. That's quite the price to pay, Catherine, for getting a cup of tea in the morning.
Oh God! There's got to be a way though. It seems like the simplest thing. Like if you can get your windows washed and your floors done, there's got to be somehow to flick a kettle on.
Remember all those 80s movies had people setting up elaborate things in their home? Wasn't part of Back to the Future? Didn't Dr. Emmett Brown have something where his breakfast was made or something in his
Grinch.
workshop? And it's like, and the Grinch. Like, I feel like the future's let us down a little bit. Like there's a lot that I love about it, but,
Oh, well, Ms Ellis, you're a changed woman. I'm keen to see how Dobby goes with stairs and things.
Oh, Dobby, you just have to pick Dobby up and move Dobby to the top level. So we've got one step in our house and it's just confusing the shit out of poor Dobby. So anyway, we'll keep working through it. But look, but I think the future is here because in our future I see great netball and I think we should probably talk about that rather than talking about cleaning
Look at you.
devices.
Liz Ellis, what is it, the soothsayer, the reader of the future. I was at Port Douglas markets on the weekend. There were quite a number of people there who were telling the future, telling people's future. No.
Why? Who's going to win the grand final?
And giggles.
I don't know. Really?
That would have been a good story. Go and get it done this week and so you can report back next week.
Oh, well, I'm going to be in Sydney next time the Port Douglas. No, I'm going to be in Melbourne next time the Port Douglas markets are on. So
Even better.
Okay.
I'll do it for you with some tea leaves next time I see you.
Oh, I would love that. Well, and in fact, I would give that as much credence as anyone else who takes money for it. I'll give you $20, Catherine, to tell me what's going to be in my future. But Liz Ellis is right. There's some the last bit of netball for the Super Netball season 2026 is upon us. So let's take a quick break and come back and talk about that. Whew, okay, this is it. We're down to one game of netball. We had how many weeks? 14 fabulous weeks of 4 games around. And then we had 2, and then we had 1, and now there is 1 left. And I'm beside myself with excitement about it, and I just want it to be a sensational. Remember how good last year's game was? My God.
Yeah.
That was so good. And I didn't even care I didn't have a team in it. I didn't mind who won, but it was the best. But what have we got? We got Thunderbirds and Vixens, the 2 teams who really deserve to be playing the grand final, right?
Absolutely. And they've met in 2 grand finals before. I had to do some research yesterday, 2009 and 2024, and they've won 1 each.
Ooh.
So this is exciting. Third, which way is it going to go?
I'm trying to remember the 2009 grand final. That would have been in Melbourne.
It's Hisense Arena. Is that John Cain? Has that just been renamed? I can't think.
Yeah, I think so. Did you play in that? Were you playing for
2009.
Vixens by then?
No, I was with Swifts 2009.
Okay.
Oh, clearly we lost. Great.
But you did play. You played a grand final. You won a grand final with Vixens. Who was that
Yeah,
against?
my last one in 14. Wasn't
Yeah,
against
right.
the T-Birds though. But yeah, so that's really interesting, isn't it? But like,
No, it is.
as far as grand finals go,
Hey, can I just pull you back there? That's not only interesting, that's surprising because these are 2 powerhouse teams.
Yeah.
So it surprises me that they've only met in 2. Oh, okay. So they met.
You're thinking Phoenix.
Yeah. So I'm thinking Phoenix and Thunderbirds, and Phoenix were the precursors to the Vixens, or one of the teams that were sort of what came in to form the Vixens.
Yeah.
But during the Commonwealth Bank Trophy days, Thunderbirds and Phoenix, I mean, occasionally we broke in and sort of busted up the duopoly, but they really had a mortgage on the grand final. So it's interesting that in the last couple of years.
Sorry, did you just say they had the mortgage on it during the Commonwealth Bank Trophy? Because I think that's excellent. And I just would like to pay respect to that. Yep.
Thank you.
Show a little interest.
Yeah. I'm shit out of bank
done.
Sorry, we're getting in
Anyway,
arrears now. Let's go.
So it's funny that they've only met once before in the current iteration of the league and once in the ANZ Champs iteration.
Well,
that's
there was
fascinating.
a big period of time the Thunderbirds weren't great either,
That's
remember?
right.
So that was interesting. But over the 30 years of the Thunderbirds, this is their 13th grand final appearance.
Wow.
Massive, isn't it? And it's impressive for the Vixens as well because it's their 8th grand final appearance, and obviously they've only existed since 2008. So there's a lot of grand final experience and history with the two sides, which is just adds to how cool it is that they've won through, right?
Yeah, phenomenal. So, Catherine, where do you think the game will be won and lost?
100% for me. It's
John
around
Cain Arena.
what? Well
and that's
done.
why you don't commentate.
Yeah.
Let's go to the expert, shall we?
It is 100% for me around if the Vixens attack line shows up against the T-Birds defence end. That's where it will be won and lost, because I feel like the other end kind of cancel each other out to a degree. I reckon the mid-court's pretty evenly matched, but it is what the Thunderbirds defence end does to that attack line and really just makes them break down and a bit of a stranglehold on them. So, but they did win one meeting. Vixens won round 6 this year.
Yep.
Against the T-Birds. That was the T-Birds' only loss this season. So I reckon the Vixens will take a bit from that and maybe need to have a look back at it, what they did so well. But like I said in Wednesday's episode, I reckon they also played a very good game plan in the prelim final that if they can put together this whole 60 minutes, they can easily take this grand final.
Yeah, and if I think back to the last time these two teams met in the grand final a couple of years ago, Vixens very nearly took that game. They played the whole game really short, like nothing was in the air, kept it right out of Shamira Sterling's sort of area of strength, which is that aerial game. And it was exhausting. It was such an impressive, and I'm going to go a little bit different, Catherine. I reckon it's going to be the mid-court that will decide, because the Vixens mid-court will need to provide such good backup and good service to that shooting line, and just have the discipline to keep the ball short and sharp and low, which means they're going to run a marathon on the weekend. And it wouldn't shock me if we see a bit of interchange, and that's where their interchange bench is so strong with Hannah Mundy there as well. So at Zara Walters. So I feel like that mid-court, and Kate Heffernan has been so strong for the Thunderbirds in that regard. It's one thing to say it's how that the Vixen shooting line will hold up. It's just whether the Vixens mid-court can continue to provide backup and the discipline to go short and sharp the whole match into that circle.
And that's a fair call, yeah, because they're the ones with the ball in their hand that have to find their targets 100%. So, yeah, that whole front line, attack line, for sure, it's a massive bloody challenge, isn't it?
It's enormous.
So Vixens have exactly the same lineup that won the grand final last year. Thunderbirds have Elmaray Vanderberg is new and Kate Heffernan. So neither of them, are they the only two who haven't played in a Suncorp Super Netball grand final?
Yeah, first year in Suncorp Super Netball, both of them.
Yeah. So do we think that's going to make a difference? I mean, particularly for someone young like Elmaray.
I wouldn't think so.
Seems somewhat unflappable.
Have you met a cooler person? No. God, she couldn't give a crap about anything. If you watch her play, she's not been affected by any game or any finals game thus far. You can't see it happening. But I mean, if that does happen and they get on top of her, that's really their area of weakness in terms of the court. Like then you've got Graham, Frew, who are great players, but I don't think are championship winning players. So it'll be very interesting. I mean, they're still not going to send it to the bench, I wouldn't think, but if they can start to get on top of her, I just can't see that happening. And Heffernan, way too experienced. An international, she's played in finals before, just not here. So I think both of them experienced enough to keep level heads.
It was great to see, despite Elmaray is so cool on court, but then there was the Thunderbirds social media watching her celebrating them going through to the grand final. It's like she very much cares. She was super excited about this. It was really lovely to see. And that's a professional, right? That it's like, I've got a job to do there, but, there's part of me that is over the moon about this.
And can we have a chat about the coaches? I think this coaching, it's really fascinating. Who'd be a coach, right? So both the coaches to a degree, like Tanya Obst has this magnificent team. So she's on a bit of a hiding to nothing if she doesn't win because her team is so good. But she's recruited so beautifully. It's not just down to this game. The players who she's brought in, she's got this great balance.
Absolutely.
She seems to have fun on the sideline, and that does, I think, translate really beautifully to her team. And then Di Honey, I reckon in the last couple of games, we've started to see her really relax into that head coach role. And for her, it's been a really interesting transition because she was the assistant coach under Simone, so she played a certain role in the team then. And maybe Coxie can talk a little bit more because what sort of coach Simone was, Simone McInnes. But then for Di Honey to come in, and she's on a hiding to nothing too, right? Because she's got the same team as won the grand final last year. But to back up, you've got to do something a bit different. And Di's really fun and good value, and it's been interesting to see her sit on the sideline and have to be a bit stern sometimes as a coach. But you've started to see her personality come through a little bit in the last few games, and she's sort of, you can see that fun aspect that she brings. And I think that's so important when you go into big games like this, and both coaches are doing it really well, to just have fun, right? Have fun in the moment and encourage their team to have fun in the moment.
I think the difference I've seen between the two coaches this season is Tanya Robst, regardless of the performance, and let's be honest, 99% of them have been exceptional, she's still not happy. If you speak to her after a press conference or after a win, she'll always say, oh, look, we could have done this better or we could have done that better. And you think, is she watching the same game that we're watching? This team is phenomenal. So she is always looking to raise the bar. And I think definitely Di would be as well, because as you say, you have to if you want to go one better the following year. But she's also very Julie Fitzgerald-like, Liz, in that she's got experienced players around her and she lets them to a degree talk it through, because they're on the court, they know how it feels and what it looks like, and they've done it before. So I think it's a really nice juggle and balance between that with her and her side.
Wasn't it one of the mid-game interviews with Di Honey early in the season, and this is when the Vixens were just looking unstoppable, and then someone says, how do you coach a team like this? She said, what am I going to say to Sophie Garbin? Like, bend your knees, and it was quite funny that it's like at some point you do have to know when to let the pot just sit by itself, right? It's
I think what she probably does more than any, I mean, she knows the game, but the beauty of the coaches is they have the stats and all that stuff on the bench. The players don't. I mean, that's probably where she interjects with stuff, pointing out, oh, guys, this is happening out there, because you're not always aware of that as a player, are you? Like the trends, what's happening like that.
Yeah, and that's such a skill, right, to know how much information to give and then to know when to step back and let your players sort it out. And a younger team, you might not step back so much because they need your guidance, but a more experienced team, the biggest skill is to know when to just step back and let them sort it out.
And make changes.
It's tempting as a coach, I imagine, to be like, oh, well, I know everything and I'm going to tell them what to do. But I think the biggest skill is to go, okay, well, they know their game. They know the game plan. We've been really clear about that. I'm telling them what's happening. But the only way to fix it is if they go out and fix it themselves.
They only called one time out on the weekend, the Vixens, which I found very interesting as well. We've seen them played a lot. They just didn't need to.
And it is interesting, right? So Norma Plummer used to always say when she was doing selections, one of the things that people didn't see, but she always took into account, was how do I select players who can make changes as the game is going, who don't need me to call time, because in international netball you can't call that timeout unless you fake an injury. I don't think that's changed, has it? I think that's still the same. So like she was always looking for players, and when you see controversies around selections, one of the things that might not be so obvious for international stuff is choosing players who can recognise that something's happening in the game that they need to change, and then either change it themselves or speak to people around them to change it. And I think that's quite a skill. And one of the things that sometimes gets said to me about the timeouts in Super Netball is that it's taken away the skill of some players, or it's made that skill a bit redundant, of the ability to recognise what's happening on court. And players now need to have the conversation with their coaches. But the more experienced players, even if you're in a timeout, you might not need that conversation, right? And so that's why the Vixens don't call the timeout. And that's quite a skill as well, because if your opposition's struggling, you don't want to be calling timeout. You want to be like putting your foot on the neck and going and keep going.
True.
That's really interesting. Tanya Obbs, I mean, obviously I haven't done the Daryl, get on this. I think she has consistently used her bench. She has rotated through. So all 10 of her players have had heaps of court time. Now, I don't know what the comparison is with Vixens, but I know with a number of, certainly the Queensland teams, that was much less the case, where they mostly ran with their 7. And I think that's really interesting, because you are then developing 10 really strong, experienced players, aren't you? And so there's never that kind of dip in the experience that you have to when you have to go to the bench.
Yeah, and you want to make sure that by the time you get to the grand final, you can put any one of those players on and they'll do their job. And you only get
can't win
that.
a premiership without a bench.
No.
All right, so let's do this then. Who's going to win?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, I'll say T-Birds, even though on the weekend when I was asked, I said extra time and then the Vixens. But I'm going to say in the light of day, see, I should have slept on it, guys. It'll be the Thunderbirds. But I don't know.
Anyway, that's what's great, isn't it?
I know. Let's hope that's the case.
Catherine, I know you've got to go. Can I just ask really quickly, what happens to the internationals now? So after the grand final, does someone like Elmarais go back to South Africa before the Commonwealth Games? Do the Jamaicans go to Jamaica? Like, I know.
Well, I wouldn't think so because it's a really quick turnaround. The Diamonds go into camp on Monday. The grand final's Saturday.
Yeah, wow.
They go on Monday and then that's it. They're gone.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very quick turnaround. I think it would be asking a lot to send players home first.
It's a lot of travel, isn't it?
The case. Yeah.
So, Catherine, you've got to go. Sorry, thank you for everyone changing this around for me because I'm on holidays, but you are going to lose you now. But have a great call on Saturday night.
I'm excited. I'll see you tonight, everyone.
See you
I'll
tonight.
be the person with my no dribble shirt on and my bubbles in my hand.
Ciao, ciao.
That'll be three of us. How do we tell the difference?
Only our mother can tell us apart.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's like twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So
You will have to listen though, because I've got a win beneath our wings that I'm just going to tell Elizabeth about. So you can listen to this later on. All right, we're going to have a little break and then come back, and Liz and I are just going to hang shit on Coxie while she's not here. Okay, yes. Well, in exciting news, I did mention this. I have a Win Beneath Our Wings nomination.
That's very exciting.
Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be.
So if you're new to this podcast, this was something we did a lot in our first year, which was to ask you guys to nominate people who are keeping our game alive at the community level. You know, the volunteers, the people who've got the boxes of merch at their house, the people who are out there first thing in the morning to put the post up to let people know, don't bother coming down because the courts are too wet. But they're the ones who've had to get up and get out of bed when the rest of us are looking at their phone. All of those people, we know that our game does not exist at the grand final of the Super Netball level without these volunteers. So, Liz, I'm going to tell you about Julie Fuller from the Glen Innes Netball Association. And this comes from Taylor Fuller. Oh, nepotism. That's okay. We don't mind that.
We
in
love
Win Beneath Our
nepotism.
Wings, do we? No, we love it.
Love it.
Okay. Julie is truly the backbone of the Glen Innes Netball Association. Glen Innes is up your way?
Sort of. It's between Armadale and Tamworth. I know I'm going to get shot for saying the wrong. I'm sure it's between Tenterfield and Armadale. It's one of the other.
Tenterfield and Armadale.
Between
it is
Tenterfield and Armadale.
Yep,
yes,
yep.
it
I
is.
do know that one. Yep.
So it's a couple of hours, 3 hours from my house. So if you're in the country, that's close.
You have to go north from my mate's place at Gyra, which
You
know,
do.
has-
Potato capital of Australia.
They have the Lamb and
I
Potato
digress.
Festival, a lot of tomatoes too. But we're talking about Glen Innes. So Julie Fuller, backbone of the Glen Innes Netball Association, dedicated so much of her life to the sport and our community. She runs Net Set Go, which we can all agree would be potentially a nightmare, attends every junior and senior competition night, manages the canteen, the Opens rep coach for both regional league and state titles. This year marks her 33rd year coaching at state titles, which is an extraordinary achievement and a true reflection of her dedication to netball and the athletes she supports. She also coaches the Glen Innes high school teams and the PLC Armadale Opens team. This involves travelling to Armadale every Thursday night and Saturday for training games. It continues to give without hesitation. Her knowledge of the game is unmatched. So clearly Julie would have been able to tell us about where to put where the 3 feet is measured from. Yep. Genuinely cares, encourages and loves people and loves the sport. She has inspired and shaped generations of players, coaches and families throughout the region. On a personal level, Julie has inspired Taylor to be the best person, player, teammate and coach she could be. Very lucky to call Julie my mother and see the love and support she gives my children as their grandmother. We know Julie. We know her for her passion, dedication, her loud sideline coaching that always comes from a place of wanting the very best for her players. Her energy, commitment and love for the game are impossible to miss and a huge part of what makes her so special. Cannot think of anyone more deserving for Win Beneath Our Wings than Julie Fuller. And
Yay.
Yay. So, you know, I think we would agree that, Julie, you are the Win Beneath Our Wings. All in favour?
Aye.
Aye. This week, Julie.
Against? No one. Carried.
No,
Hey,
no
can I
name.
ask? No.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what does Julia receive for a Win Beneath the Wings?
Well,
Is there any...
yes, there is actually a prize now. I will send Julie one of our handcrafted no dribble limited edition scrunchies, but she will also get a $50 Valor voucher.
Oh, fab.
Yes. So that's she can, you know, maybe buy another scrunchie if she wants to with that. I don't know whether they have scrunchies, but if they did, they would be much better quality than the ones that we will produce. But
How many scrunchies are left that you and Catherine made over many glasses of bubbles?
look, I reckon we've still got another 20. I'm going to give a couple away tonight at the show. Like, Kat's wanted to give them away to everyone, but I think we still have to maintain. You still have to earn these somehow. You can't just show up and be nice and earn something. So we, you know, you need to be willing to be ritually humiliated or contribute to the game for 33 years. I still think we should be holding these just for the Win Beneath Our Wingers, but they may be around into the next millennium if we don't start to shift them soon. But Julie Fuller will be getting one, and we've got a number of people coming to the function tonight who will be sporting their Win Beneath Our Wings scrunchies that they have earned.
Fabulous. All right. Well done, Julie. And yeah, I mean, Glen Innes is a fantastic place. So it's great to hear that they've got a fantastic netty
I
person.
guess they play on asphalt too. Like, God, we had the girls going down hard on the weekend, and that's just bad, isn't it? And so
Yeah.
they come up, but it's really good to see at the age that they stop going down and not being able to get up and play anymore. And now it's sort of like, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were going to say the age of which they stop falling down. But given that I've played 2 games in my comeback season and I've fallen down both times, I don't know that it ever stops.
And there is a great photo of your daughter laughing at you falling down. Actually, I saw on Kim Green's socials a while ago, she was passing to her little girl, who I think must be about 6 or 7, and they were doing some passing drills in the lounge room, and her daughter just leapt over the cat. And I sent her a note and said, well, you never had to deal with she's better than you. You never had to deal with obstacles like that. And she said, no, but I had to walk around Maddie proud on the ground all the time.
That is true.
No one spends more time on her ass than Maddie Proud.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, big weekend. We've got to really appreciate our last 60 minutes of Super Netball for the season. But then we have the Commonwealth Games and the Constellation Cup's been announced.
Yes, it has. And the Constellation Cup will be played in October. The first 2 games get played in New Zealand. The next 2 get played in Sydney at Kudos Bank Arena, and then John Cain Arena in Melbourne on the Wednesday night afterwards. So, yeah, there's a bit going on in the back end of the season, which is really exciting. And I do want to send a shout out to Daryl. Thank you so much for putting in the times, the Commonwealth Games times, that we can watch them here in Australia. I won't be going, so I'm quite looking forward to getting up at all hours and I might make my son get up and watch the Commonwealth Games, given that he's dragged me out of bed at ungodly hours in the last couple of weeks for the Football World Cup. It's now time for him to get up and watch a bit of netty in the middle of the night.
Well, my son, it's now 10:10. He's just gotten up. So, this is what you have to look forward to on holidays. So,
One day.
he doesn't know that there's a mirror in the back there, and he just flicked the bird at me and it could be seen. Alex, if you don't mind, we won't put that to air. I think might be a breach of privacy.
I missed it. Damn it.
The mirror back up there. So, question without notice, Liz. We had some Brisbane fans unhappy that they don't have a Constellation Cup game. Is this again, premiers need to bring a bag of cash? Is that what they should be doing? Is that they should be asking Premier Crisafulli to please put some more money behind netball to be taking the test matches up there? Yep.
Essentially.
Because I would very much like to go to a test match in Brisbane too. I would go up and see my dad and then go to the netball and meet some dribblers up there. But yeah, I think this is what it comes down to, guys. Make sure if you get to meet your elected representatives, make sure that they know that it's important to you as a voter that they'd be supporting the largest participation game for women and girls in Australia, including in getting test matches to your city.
Written and spoken by Carolyn Swindell.
I endorse this message.
Endorsed by No Dribble.
One quick No Dribble recommends. Romy, if you haven't ever seen Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, you must go and watch that because there is a sequel coming out. This movie came out in the 1990s at some time. It is one of the greatest pieces of cinema art ever created, and they are now getting the band back together again, and I'm pumped about that. Are you a Romy and Michelle fan?
Yep, absolutely. It had, what's her name in it? Phoebe from Friends, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Lisa Kudrow and Mira
That's her.
Sorvino.
Yes, that's right.
And Alan Cumming and Janine Garofalo, who would play me in the movie of No Dribble.
Which I understand is not being commissioned anytime soon.
As far as I know, it's not in the works, but you never know what screenwriters are tapping away there, thinking about the adventures of three middle-aged women and some laptops, hey?
Exactly. Powered by Lady Petrol, also known as Rosé. Anyway, there we are.
Lady Petrol.
I hope you have
that's
some
very funny.
good fun drinking Lady Petrol in
Thank you.
Northern Australia for the
I'm
remainder
going
of the
to
week.
go. The sun is shining. It has been bucketing down periodically, which is also very nice. But today we are going out and about. But thank you for recording to suit my schedule this week. And I look forward to seeing you tonight, Friday night.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Dribblers, thanks so much for joining us and enjoy the last minutes of the Super Netball season for 2026. I'm Carolyn Swindell.
I'm Ms Ellis, and Kath Cox left the building some time ago. She's over us.
That was Kath Cox. Elvis has left the building. Bye.
Bye.